Hello everyone and welcome back to one of my video on Asana. My name is Ron and today I'm going to walk you through the process of creating workflow in Asana. Workflows are incredible powerful tool that can help streamline your team process, automate repetitive tasks and ensure nothing fall through the cracks. The feature is particularly useful if you are on Asana Premium or Business subscription, as this plan unlock advanced automation capabilities. If you're using the free version, don't worry, you can still follow along. But some features may be limited. If you have any question by the end of this video, feel free to leave a comment. So before starting further, let's just go and talk about the pricing. So it give you the three pricing. The first the first plan is completely free. The second one is starting at the $10, that is 11, and the advance is $25, right? You can come to this website or you can just pause the video and you can compare everything by yourself. So just go to compare our features, right? And here it is everything. Now once you have gone through it, just go and click on the top right side corner and click on get started. I will use my Google account because it seamlessly give access very easily. In your case, if you want to go with a normal email address, you can use it. So you can just create your account very easily. Now click on continue, just wait for a few seconds. Automatically you will come up in Asana dashboard. Here you have to enter your name. You can just add your profile icon if you want to. I'm skipping this part, right? You can fill up all this information. So before jumping into the technical setup, let's first define what a workflow actually is. Right, a workflow is essentially a predefined process, right? Outline how tasks enter Asana and how they, you know, move through various stages until completion. Think of it as a roadmap of managing recurring types of work. For example, design request, you can design, the team might receive frequent requests for logos, social media graphics, right? Obviously very similar to, I like the board version really good, right? You can just go and choose any other option to here. So board is, this is it's look like a Kanban board here, right? Let me show you. For example, I use Trello a lot, so you can see here these are the topics which I'm working on, so I can just move it further. Right now this is a list section, so list section is something like this, right? This is a timeline, this is a calendar section, this is a board. So no matter whichever section you add, for example, I have added in the board a to-do list, right, a task, and if I just go and view it on the list, then automatically I can see it over here too. So there's a no confusion, it's just a visualization, it's just a interface. Now support ticket can use workflow to track teams and use workflow to track tickets from initial inquiry to resolution. Now here you can just add your team member, you can give the access right now or you can just give the access later. So I'm just skipping this part. And there's a one more thing, that is a bug tracking. So development team can create workflows to prioritize, assign and resolve bugs systematically. The key benefits of workflow is consistency. By automating parts of this process, you reduce manual efforts, minimizing error and improve overall efficiency. To start building a workflow, the first thing you need is a dedicated project in Asana. So you can see here on the left side, there's a lot of features. Now here you can see I can just close this bar, right? This is a home section, pretty simple, the dashboard, right? And if I just, by the way, I can customize this section, right? I can just change the color. Your interface could be completely in white color because I'm using a dark mode, so don't get confused with it. It will show all the tasks which is assigned to me. So if I'm working with a big team and if there is some task which should be done by me, and if it is has been assigned to me, I can see it here. Now you can see here, this is my task and I can also use it in a Kanban board. Just wait a few minutes, I will explain you each and everything. This is reporting. So it will just give you complete data in a not a very boring numerical figures, but it will give you in the graphs, right? In the circular figures, right? You can see here circle bar and there's so many things which looks very creative, and you can just within a glance, you can identify that what is happening in your dashboard, what is happening in your organization. This is a portfolio. So here you can just explore the portfolio, you can monitor status and team member workload across managing projects. So for example, obviously we will just move next to the project section. Now if you're handling a lot of projects, then automatically you can explore in a portfolio, right? We will talk about this later, and automatically you will get to know that what is portfolio. So this is my workspace, right? You can just give a welcome to goal strategy map, so you can test strategy. By the way, this is not exactly too much important, right? If you're working in a team, there would be already a workflow, right? Or I mean, there would be already a workspace. So you can see here, workspace is something like the a parent, and inside they have projects. So you can call it as a children's, and inside I mean, not inside a children, but here you can see you can just go and keep creating inside one project. You can create different workflows, right? So let's create our first project here. You can see here project. You can create a project from here, or you can just go and click on create from on the top left side corner. You can create a directly task from here, a project, a message, portfolio, and everything. So portfolio is, let's get back to the portfolio. Portfolio is a collection of projects. So if you're working on a very similar projects, right? So you can put it inside a one folder, and you can call that one folder as a portfolio. I hope you got this. Now now let's create a project. Now here, while creating a project, you will get three options, right? There's a blank, template, and import project. Now, for example, let's start with a blank here, but you can also use a template. So let's just go with a template because it will be much more easier. For example, you can see here, this is a template, right? This is for the cross-function project plan. This is a work request, one-on meeting agenda, and whatever thing. So for example, let's say I'm just wanted for marketing. So obviously there's a no projects. I have to create from blank, completely scratch. So let's create from scratch here. So let's say I will just name this project name filex, right? And I will put it under the my workspace. I can also make it as a private. My workspace means everyone in my workspace. So if I have given access, or if my team member are using this exact platform, right, and if they are invited by me, it means they are inside my Asana, right? So they can just view this project, right? If they are working on 10 projects and one is one of this one, so obviously they can view it and they can check it out. Now this is a private means nobody can access until and unless you give them the admin access. So it's completely up to you. Now here choose overview of your project. So you can see here, this is overview, right? This is filex, this is how it will look. So I don't want to create anything right now, right? I like board, right? By the way, okay, let's go with everyone because I don't know which part you like, whether you like timeline, whether you like board. So I will just explain each and everything. Gantt is pretty popular. Calendar, workload, notes. Here you can just go and click on see more view here, right? And click on create project, whatever you need. By the way, in the future, if you need something else, you can just go and click on the plus icon and you can add a new tab. So it's not necessary to select the tab from the initial part. Now this is a board, right? So to create a workflow, it's really easy thing here. So basically this is called sections, right? So for example, let's say I work on a content. So I will just write here to do, right? To do topics, right? This is one section. Working on, I mean the topics which I'm working on, and I can just go and click on a new section here. Let's say review. Now let's say, okay, review something. I want the thumbnails first of all here, right? I can just move this here, right? Pretty easy, drag and drop, review, then done. Or we can just write here, upload. Pretty easy thing to do, right? Now let's say instead this is called section. I can move the section wherever I want here. Now let's say I like this at the start. Now inside this section, so the section in your board represent the stages of your workflow. For a design request workflow, you might, for example, new request, or you can call it as a task, or you can even call it as a card, right? So here I'm creating the first task here. Let's say I will just put a topic, how to create workflow, or let's say project in Asana, right? This is one of the topic which I need to work on. Now let's say if I just go and click on it, you can see here on the right side a new panel will come up open here. Now it is the extensive version, so I can just make it as a full screen here. I can also assign this part. For example, there are three members working in my team. I can just go and assign them. I can, by the way, I can invite it from here. So I can just go and click on invite teammate with email or assign to multiple people, right? So for example, instead once they have accepted the request, automatically below here the name will come up. Now for example, I want to assign this task to Anil. So I will just put it as Anil. Let's say this is not has been assigned to anyone, right? So I will just put it like this. Now I can, let's say, just for example, I will assign this to Anil. Now I will just put a due date here. Let's say the due date is 14th of April, that is Monday. It should be done till that. Now this is a project, this is called section. So you can just move it from here, but I will advise you don't do it from here. And automatically it happens. Now how it happens, I will show you in just few minutes. I can just put it, add it under a project. So this card is already added inside filex project, right? But if I'm working on a different project, then I can add it into a different project too, right? So for example, let's say I want to add it into the different project. So this card has been added in the Filex as well as in the cross platform too. So let me just take you, right, how to create project in Asana. And let's go to board section, how to create project in Asana. So you can assign the same task in different projects if you want to. Now let me just remove. Now this is called dependencies. So you can draft project brief, you can schedule kickoff meeting, right? You can share timeline with the teammates. So pretty useful. Now this is a description. You can write description. Oh, you have to make this video a certain type. There should be a certain intro, there should be a certain outro. These are the topics which you need to explain. So you can write whatever you want. You can just make it bold, italic, whatever you want, right? To make it more aesthetic pleasing. Now, just for example, right? I gave you example of parent and children's, and small children's, whatever it is, right? Now, let's say this is a really a big task. To complete this task, this task should be divided into a subtask, right? So I have the opportunity, I have the freedom to create subtask. So for example, to create a project, I will just go and click on add a subtask. So the very first subtask is, right, you can just also consider as a list, right? Create Asana account. Right now, this is the first task. If I just press enter, I will able to move to the second subtask. Now here, collect all the recording equipments, right? Now, for example, this task, create Asana account, should be done by different persons. So I can assign to them, or I can assign to myself, right? Or the same way I can just invite it from here. Now I want to collect all the recording equipments to a different person. So I can assign it directly from here, right? I can even put a deadline. You can do exactly same thing what you can do with the card. You can also do with the same with the subtask, right? Now if I want to expand, I will just go and click on it, and as you can see here, it got expanded. So I can just put a new description, right? All this information. So that is pretty easy. But did you saw something? This, right? So for example, let me just create a new task here, test one. You can see here there's a no subtask added in this card, but there's a task added there's a subtask added in this card. So you can see here there's an expanded subtask. So I can just go and click on view this one, and you can see here it will show me all the subtasks which is added inside a task. Pretty easy to view it, right? Pretty easy. And I can just go and add a description. By the way, I forgot to explain one more thing here. I can just add a comment. So for example, I want a change, right? For example, the subtask, or let's say how to create project in Asana, right? I want this person that you have did this video completely wrong, so remake it, or just fix this part, this section. So I can just put add. I can tag that person. You can see here I can put a link of task, project, message, whatever it is. I can put an emoji, add, and I can tag one of my team member who is responsible for making this video. And I can just write here, hey Anil, right, can you please fix this section, right? Now I can just give a comment. So automatically it will give notification to that person, right? And you will see that I give this same notification to myself. So here it will come up in the inbox section or in the notification section. Pretty easy thing to do. Now, for example, I can just move this section to create a workflow. Let's say this, it is in the working on section. So for example, Anil, it was assigned to Anil. Now Anil have started working on it. Now if that person Anil will move this card, this section to working on. Now once it has been done, it will move to the thumbnail section, right? Now thumbnail is a section of different guys, so different person is responsible to making thumbnails. Once he will see that a card has been added into his section, automatically he or she, whatever, they will get a notification, right? And they can just start making a thumbnail, and they can directly upload a video here. They can directly add a link here, right? On the top right side corner you can see a copy this link, or you can just go and click on the three dots, and here you can see that you will find a lot of more option here. You can just put a link here directly in the plus icon, right? So there's a lot of option, and that is pretty easy thing to do. If you want to expand this section, you can always expand it up, right? Pretty easy. Now once the thumbnail has been done, it is in the reviews. So one guy is responsible to review all these videos and thumbnails. When the review is done, it will be uploaded, right? So this is called a workflow. Now, for example, I don't like this Kanban boards or this moving board. I like the list. So, for example, I just took this card to do topics again to at the start. Now, if I just go to the list section here, you can see it has been added here. If I just go to the timeline, I will able to see the same task here, right? And by the way, you can just move it from here to here, right? So I can just put it here, right? So for example, it is in the thumbnail, so it is in this review, right? And I can even expand. So if I expand, it means the deadline of this topic we are working from for the last April 14 to April 21, right? So you can just move in this way, right? This is a past, this is a present, right? And inside the board, for example, if it is in the review, so I just moved from two to topics to review inside timeline, and automatically it got synced in the board section too. Now if you'll see, automatically the project sections has been changed, so you don't need to change it from here directly, you can change it from here, right? So same thing will happen in the timeline, same will it will happen in the list section, or if you use any other visualization. So you can see here, incomplete task, there is a 4. This is a dashboard, it will give me a complete overview. So how many tasks has been done in a day, how many tasks are in the overdue, how many tasks has been completed. So we can just check it from here. Now this is a Gantt. Now automatically same thing here, automatically it gets synced with the Gantt here. So you can see here, I can check it from here, the topic is this one, right? And the due date, this is blocked by to which person it has been assigned and which section it is. So let's say I will just move to the upload section, right? So it's pretty easy thing to do. So I can just move to the upload, or yeah, I think this is how we can do this, right? Okay, you have to just click and hold, and until you see the white line, then only you will able to move this section. Okay, pretty easy thing to do. And now this is the calendar, same thing, automatically it will get synced here in the calendar, right? And by the way, if you like this calendar section, you can just add a task here, right? This is for the all the tasks for the 7th, this is for all the tasks for the 8th, 9th, and whatever it is, right? Now this is a note section, just like Notion. You can add here, you can tag them, you can upload it, right? You can do everything what you want to do over the note section. Now this is a workload section, so it will show me you exactly the same thing, nothing special. It will show you exactly how much work has been done by you, how much work is pending, same way, right? And if I just go to the my task, automatically it show me that this task has been assigned to me, so I just need to complete it. So if there's a lot of team member working in your team, so they don't need to just go and open their files, right? And just check it, oh, there's a so many topics, and there is a so many topics has been assigned to different people here. They can simply go to my task, and automatically only those topics will show up here, only those cards will be show up here which is assigned to that person, right? So they can move it, I will do it today, I will do it next week here, right? And it's completely, they can just manage their own workflow. So they don't need to get into the projects, they can simply do the task here, and automatically it will done. So if I just go to my task here, automatically from here, this section is pretty much useful in my task, so I can just put it in the upload. Now if I just add it to the upload, automatically in the file section, you can see here it has been changed to upload, right? So pretty easy thing to do, pretty nice. And there's a one more thing which I really like, that is all activity center. So you can see here every activity, every movement is been captured, and it is written in the all activity center. So it means that even the manager, even the admin who owns the Asana, they cannot change it. So this is really useful because it's undeletable history which cannot be deleted by anybody. And this is why I really like Asana. Pretty simple, just like Trello here, but Asana gives you a much more feature, right? So I hope you understood how you can create a workflow, how you can use the how you can create tasks, how you can automate. So this here comes the magic, automation. Asana custom rules enables you to trigger action automatically when a certain conditions are met. Now, if I just go and select this card here and click on the three dots, now click on create follow-up task. Now, follow-up task is, for example, when you just move this task to a certain section, automatically a new task will be generated, right? So, for example, when Anil Shaw goes to Filex, right, and obviously, I will just go and click on create a task, right? And from here you can see add follow up on this section. So I can just go and follow up this exactly thing. Now there's a lot more AI features. For example, I can summarize a complete task, right? If the task is too big, so I can just go and click on summarize with AI. Now the task is about creating a project in Asana, and Anil the assignee has identified an issue with a specific section, right? it just gave me regarding the comments too, right? And Anil has requested that section should be fixed, and the next step is for Anil to work on resolving the issue and completing the task. So the AI feature is pretty good here. You can always duplicate the task, and if you just simply go to the home section in the customize, automatically you will see a lot of option which is available here. You can create rules, right, which is one of the great feature, right? But it is, I think it's only available in the paid and premium version, right? So you can create a trigger just like Zapier. You can, for example, if a certain task has been assigned, and right, if I just move one of the tasks, let me show you an example. Let's say if I just move this topic to upload, so automatically it will trigger something. It will trigger a task, and automatically a task will be added in the to-do list, right? So you can just create it, pretty easy thing to do. So move task between section automatically when your status changes, right? So I hope this is the end of this video, and there you have it, a comprehensive guide to creating a workflow in Asana. You can do it manually, you can do it with the AI, right? By combining forms, templates, and automation, you can build robust system that save time, reduce error, and empower your team to focus on high value activities. There is a link given in the description. Please use that link. And this is it. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe.